All right, please introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number for the record.
Kerry Forrest 327809.
All right, Kerry, I'm Brendan Kelsey, along with Mr. Tony Marabella, Ms. Cheryl Renata will be your parole panel. We'll ask you some questions. You can respond. At the end, you can make a statement. We'll take a vote. You understand the process?
Yes, sir.
All right. Kerry Forrest, DOC number 327809. Fourth class offender, parole eligibility date 8/13/2022. Good time 8/31/2040. Full term 5/13/2041. 25-year sentence. Resisting an officer, force or violence, possession intent to distribute cocaine, hydrocodone, possession of firearm by convicted felon, possession of heroin, possession of cocaine, distribution of Oxycontin, possession intent to distribute marijuana, methamphetamine, hydrocodone, buprenorphine, clonazepam, possession of firearm convicted felon and carrying a legal weapon. Of a firearm with possession of CDS, distribution of heroin, cocaine, oxycodone. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, would you answer Mr. Knox, please?
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Kelly. How long have you been in jail, sir?
A little over 7 years.
So you've done about 7 years of your 25-year sentence. And how long have you been there at RCC?
Since March of 22.
A little over a year.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I ask you that because I see that, you know, in 7 years, you've had 7 write-ups. And you've lost 105 days of good time. You've gotten, well, I guess, I'm not sure. Yeah, it was this period of incarceration, I believe you've maxed out on your good time credits. But I see in March of 22, you lost 30 of those days of good time. And I think that's when you got to that facility. What was the contraband?
Dirty urine for marijuana.
And then a couple of days later, you also got, it says the number 2, but then there was a number 24, which is unauthorized area. I'm not sure about the number 2. What was going on then?
A friend of mine had handed me 2 cans of dip under the fence because I had just got here and I hadn't got a chance to go to the store.
So that was unauthorized area or what? What was that?
The unauthorized area is too close to the fence. They got a 10-foot perimeter, and then passing items through the fence was the rule too.
Okay. Because the one the little cheat sheet I have for rule number 2 says rescinded, so I didn't really understand what number 2 was.
That's
Okay.
an unauthorized item kind of thing.
Okay, all right, thank you. And I do see it was a minor, penalty. Yeah. And then in September of 2020, you lost 75 days of good time. It was 2 separate, one on September 4th, you lost 15 days. And on September 5th, you lost 60 days. What was those infractions?
That was really a mistaken identity. The lady, they got 3 carriers in the dorm with us. And the lady said that I went out my dorm to go to another dorm and she told me don't go in there, and I told her that's not me. But Kerry Thomas, which slept a bed next to me, he admitted it. But I had already been to court. You really had no notice that, look, you got wrote up for this and you go to court tomorrow. So I just woke up one morning, I'm on the docket. So when I went down there, he was like, well, we're gonna get a credibility of the officer. I was like, you can just rewind the camera because me and him don't even look
Did you appeal it? Did you appeal it?
Yes, I appealed it.
And what was the outcome of that appeal?
They went credibility of the officer again.
Okay, all right. So let's talk about why you're in jail. You've been in and out of jail, even though you've only been here 7 years now. You've been in and out of jail for 30 years. Have you done any reflection to why is that?
I reflect on that all the time. That was poor decision making. That was just poor decision making on my part, easily influenced by what other people are doing. Just bad judgment, just horrible judgment on my part.
Over and over again.
Yes, ma'am.
And it seems as though it involves drugs every time, firearms. I saw some battery on or resisting a police officer. You know, you have an extensive arrest history, a poor supervision history. Since 1994, it looks like you didn't do well on supervision. You were revoked numerous times. So what's different about Kerry Forrest now?
I'm more mature. I'm a lot more patient. I feel other people's pain more than my own now, you know, as far as my actions affecting other people. I'm more conscious of what's going on like that. And just ain't got many chances left. Just you know, I don't want to die in jail.
Well, I mean, so, but when I look at heroin, cocaine, oxycodone, amphetamine, buprenorphine, clonazepam, you were selling all those
bad.
drugs.
It was that bad. It was that bad.
That's pretty bad.
That's
Were
pretty
you
bad.
a user? You used those drugs, you sold them, you did it all.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what I see you've done living in balance. What other, that's what I consider a substance abuse education program. What kind of treatment program have you done?
I did AANA. I think that is living in balance with the one and two part. I did the pre-release. They got a treatment in there. I did the anger management. And the inside, outside there, they got a treatment in there for substance abuse too.
So have you ever given any consideration? I don't see any victim awareness. I mean, I know that's a component of the 100 hours, but there's a standalone victim awareness program. I don't see that you had that. What do you think the impact was on those people that you sold all those drugs to? How do you think that affected them and their families and the community?
I imagine it tore them up. I would imagine that was probably one of the worst things that could be done to them. I mean, children and the people that was getting high too. You know, it had a bad effect on everybody involved. The lady, her child, the dude, the little girl, all of them.
Do any community service work?
While here, I serve the community by helping youngsters. You know, man, you got one run in, bro. Stay away from that. And you know, a lot of times they'll talk to me because they probably won't talk in a formal setting like this. But if we are walking the yard or pumping iron and we can just trade life experiences, I try to head them off like that.
Yeah. That's good. I'm glad. Hopefully you can have an influence. You know, I'm concerned about a few things. I'm concerned about the write-ups and the loss of good. I'm concerned that I think in the record, I see your transition plan is to go back to Bogalusa in the same area where all this was happening and going on. I'm concerned about that. I'm not sure how successful you could be going back to that same place. Yeah, you do have good programs, as I said, you've maxed out on, but the write-up is concerning. So let me just ask the warden, is there anything you can add to the conversation?
Well, Kerry's backlog for our VOTEC, he's working in that direction to try to get, some more stuff on his list. His time doesn't allow him to be a trustee, or he would probably be a trustee, but the amount of time he's got on the books doesn't allow that.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Hey, Kerry, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Yes, sir. I'd like to say, first of all, my record looks bad. And I'm not the person that my record betray. I know I haven't showed it, throughout my life, but I've really changed. And if y'all would consider giving me parole, I would appreciate it. And thank y'all for y'all time.
All right, thank you. Is panel prepared to vote?
Yes.
Ms. Renata?
Kerry, I think you're on the right track. I mean, as you have said, no, your record looks terrible. I've enjoyed talking to you this morning. I'm glad that you're on the track towards the vocational skills training. I think that's will be beneficial to you because I think you were just selling drugs. I would feel better if you had some good skills training. My vote today is going to be to deny your parole, encourage you to remain write-up free. Do take advantage of the vocational skills training and write back when you're eligible for another hearing. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank
And
you.
All right. Mr. Marabella?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think you need a little more work. I think you're moving in the right direction, as Ms. Renata says. My vote likewise is to deny, but to encourage you to keep working and to stay right up.
All right, I vote to deny for the same reasons as said. 3 votes to deny. Today your parole's been denied. Good luck to you.